Our Skullcrushers are a strength move for the back of the arms, those triceps. They're also working a little bit of forearms, wrist, and your grip strength as well. However, primarily we're focusing on the back of the arms, those triceps. If you're a little bit weaker in those shoulders, you may feel it a little bit here, but do your best to squeeze those shoulder blades back and isolate those triceps on this movement. This is probably my favorite strength move for the triceps because it is fairly easy to isolate them and not have other muscle groups cheat and take over as you start to fatigue in them. What you're going to do for that starting position is come down here on the floor. We're going to grab those two dumbbells, roll on back onto our back, feet flat on the floor here, legs bent. Extend those weights on up to where those palms are facing each other. That's that neutral grip position. I'm going to bend the arms as those dumbbells lower down right next to my ears, all the way down to the floor, and then I'm going to extend straight back on up to that starting position. Again, lowering right on down to the floor, nice and controlled, and extending straight on up. There's a lot of common little mistakes made on this exercise. First one is going to be not getting full range of motion. I know you've probably heard me talk about this numerous times in our videos. We want to create that functional strength through that full range of motion. A lot of times I'll see people come down to right about here and extend back on up. We want to come all the way down to the floor as low as we can and extend back up on these to create that strength through that full range of motion. Another common mistake, and probably the biggest one I see on these, is getting the lats, shoulders, and chest involved. We want to keep those elbows pointing to the ceiling and those upper arms staying perpendicular to the floor throughout this movement. A lot of times I'll see people kind of do this to where we're coming back up over the head and extending up. That means we're kind of getting the lats involved here with that pulling over motion, getting the chest and shoulders involved in that pressing motion. A key indicator here is if those dumbbells are not right down next to the ears, maybe they're way out here, a lot of times you'll probably be going forward and back here. So lower them down to where they're just on the outsides of those ears. Another common mistake I see made on these ones is bringing those dumbbells together and keeping them together as we lower down above the head and coming on up. This is called a skull crusher, but you do not want it to actually be a skull crusher to where you are right above your head on these ones. Most of our exercises that we do here, if not all of them, are trying to create balance throughout the body. That's why I'm showing you here with two separate weights, one on each side of the head. Because a lot of times we'll have one muscle group a little stronger than the other, or maybe our right tricep is stronger than our left tricep. By isolating them like this, it allows us to help create that balance or to close that gap. If you bring them together, it allows that right arm to kind of pick up the slack for that left, and you'll never increase that left or get it closer to where it's about the same strength as the right. Now, the exception to that being is if you only have one set of dumbbells at home and it's too heavy for you to do two, or you start to fatigue, you can drop down to one single dumbbell and go through that same movement as well. So that is a modification that you can do. However, if you are able to, I want you to do two separate weights so that you are working each arm here independently of the other one. So remember, key tips. This is a great one for isolated triceps. There's just a few things that can go wrong on this one. Make sure you're getting full range of motion. Make sure those dumbbells are coming down right next to the ears. Make sure you're keeping those elbows pointing to the ceiling and those upper arms as stationary as you can.